Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Tami Azka Rahmawati with student ID number 194010018, and I will be share and explain mind map that I made with the title Professionalism at Work, Business Etiquette, Teamwork and Meeting. First part is developing professionalism and business etiquette skills on site and online. Interpersonal skills are the hallmark of a professional. Besides complex communication skill, important 21st century attributes include curiosity, creativity, adaptability, resilience, and critical thinking, as well as the ability to collaborate and thrive in diverse environment. And the business etiquette, it is an attitude, a desire to show others consideration, courtesy, and respect. It includes a desire to make others feel comfortable and acknowledge our shared humanity. In this part, is divided into 3 points. The first point is understanding the professionalism and the cost of incivility. The term professionalism and its synonyms such as business etiquette or business protocol, soft skills, social intelligence, emotional intelligence, policy, and civility all have one element in common. As workloads increase and face-to-face meeting declines, bad behavior is becoming alarmingly common, and researchers found that even low-level rude exchanges spread like contagion. They tend to workers' entire day. Employers, of course, suffer from the resulting drop in productivity and exodus of talent. Civility is generally understood to mean courtesy or politeness. Polish includes making positive first impression, shaking hands, improving one's voice quality, listening, presenting well, dining skills, and more. Business and dining etiquette is just a few aspects of your professional self-presentation that could sabotage your prospects, for instance in an interview over lunch or dinner. Social intelligence and emotional intelligence. Social intelligence points to a deep understanding of culture and life that help us negotiate interpersonal and social situations. Social intelligence requires us to interact well, be perceptive, show sensitivity toward others, and grasp a situation quickly and accurately. Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify one's emotions as well as those of other people, empathize with others, and use emotional cues to guide thinking and behavior. Soft skills are commonly defined as interpersonal or social skills, professional skills, or more broadly emotional intelligence. Second point is relating professional behavior to ethics. A broad definition of professionalism also encompasses another crucial quality in a business person: ethics and personal integrity. Ethics is a set of moral principles of virtues. Integrity means following a code of moral values and being incorruptible. The difference between ethics and etiquette is minimal in the workplace. Third is gaining an etiquette edge in a networked world. Etiquette, civility, and goodwill efforts may seem out of place in today's fast-paced office. However, when two candidates have equal qualifications, the one who appears to be more polished and professional is more likely to be hired and promoted. This is the 6 dimensions of professional behavior. The first one is appearance appeal, second, tolerance tech, third, honesty ethics, fourth, reliability diligence, fifth, collegiality sharing, last is courtesy respect. And these are some of the interpersonal skills employers seek in the hyper-connected, competitive work environments of the digital age. Second part is communicating face-to-face on the job. Face-to-face conversation has many advantages. It is the richest communication channel because you can use your voice and body language to make a point, convey warmth, and build rapport. In conflict resolution, you can reach a solution with fewer misunderstandings and cooperate to create greater levels of mutual benefit when communicating face-to-face. This part divided into 4 points. The first point is using your voice as a communication tool. A voice carries so much nonverbal meaning that celebrities, actors, business executives, and other consult coaches and speech therapists to help them shake bad habits or avoid sounding less intelligent than they are. The first one, we should focus on pronunciation. Proper pronunciation involves saying words correctly and clearly with the accepted sounds and accented syllables. Second, voice quality. The quality of your voice sends a non-verbal message to listeners. It identifies your personality and your mood. Pitch. Pitch refers to sound vibration frequency, that is the highness or lowest of a sound. Volume and rate. The volume of your voice is the loudness or the intensity of sound. Rate refers to the pace of your speech. If you speak too slowly, listeners can become bored and their attention can wander. If you speak too quickly, listeners may not be able to understand you. Emphasis and verbal tics. By emphasizing or stressing certain words, you can change the meaning you are expressing. Second point, making workplace conversation matter. Face-to-face conversation helps people work together harmoniously and feel that they are part of the larger organization. Workplace conversations may involve giving and taking instructions, providing feedback, exchanging ideas, brainstorming, participating in performance appraisals, or engaging in small talk about such things as families and sports. And for that, we should use correct names and titles, choose appropriate topics, avoid negative remarks, listen to learn, give sincere and specific praise, and last is act professionally in social situations. Next point is receiving workplace criticism gracefully. Most of us hate giving criticism, but we dislike receiving it even more. However, giving and receiving criticism on the job is a normal thing. When being criticized, you may feel that you are being attacked. So these are following suggestions can help you respond positively to criticism so that you can benefit from it. There are listen without interrupting, determine the speaker's intent, acknowledge what you are hearing, paraphrase what was said, ask for more information if necessary, agree if the comments are accurate, disagree respectfully and constructively if you feel the comments are unfair, look for a middle position, and last is learn from criticism. Last point is providing constructive criticism on the job. Today's workplace often involves team projects. In addition to working on teams, you can also expect to be a supervisor or manager one day. And good employers want and need timely, detailed observation about their work to reinforce what they do well and help them overcome their personal challenges. Depending on your situation, you may find the following suggestion helpful. There are mentally outline your conversation, generally use face-to-face communication, focus on improvement, offer to help, be specific, avoid broad generalizations, discuss the behavior, not the person, and use the word we rather than you. Encourage two-way communication, avoid anger, sarcasm, and raised voice, and last is keep it private. The next part is following telephone and voicemail best practices. Business communication experts advise workers to pick up the phone when they have a lot of information to convey or when the topic is sensitive. In these cases, a quick call is a lot more efficient than emailing back and forth. In this part, divided into 4 points. The first point is making telephone calls professionally. Alternatives to phone calls include instant messaging, texting, email, and calls to automated voicemail system. If you must make a telephone call, consider using the following suggestions to make it productive, such as plan a mini agenda, use a 3-point introduction, be brief if you are rushed, be cheerful and accurate, be professional and courteous, and the phone call politely, avoid telephone tag, and the last is leave complete voicemail messages. Second point is receiving telephone calls professionally. Developing good telephone manners and techniques such as the following will reflect well on you and your organization, such as pick up and identify yourself immediately, be responsive and helpful, practice telephone confidentially, take messages carefully, leave the line respectfully, and the last is explain what you are doing when transferring calls. The next point is using smartphones in business. Business is unthinkable without cellular phones. However, respondents strongly condemned cell phone use during meetings, in movie theaters, and in places of worship. Because so many people depend on their mobile devices, it is important to understand proper use and etiquette. And the most employees consider texting and compulsive email checking while working and during meetings disruptive, even insulting. The last point is making the best use of voicemail. Voicemail also eliminates telephone tag, inaccurate message taking, and time zone barriers. On the receiver's end, your voicemail should project professionalism and provide an easy way for your callers to leave message for you. Here are some voicemail etiquette tips. Don't overuse voicemail. Prepare a professional, concise, friendly greeting. Test your message. Respond to messages promptly. And last is plan for vacations and other extended absence. But when on the caller's end, when leaving a voicemail message, follow these tips, such as be prepared to leave a message, leave a concise, thorough message, speak slowly and clearly, be careful with confidential information, and last is don't make assumptions. The next part is excelling in professional teams. When physically in the office, workers collaborate not only at their desks but also informally in hallways and unassigned workspaces or in rooms equipped with the latest teleconferencing tools. Needless to say, solid communication and professional skills rule in face-to-face as well as far-flung remote teams. In this part, divided into 4 points. The first point is understanding the purpose of teams. The workplace is teeming with teams, diverse, dispersed, digital, and dynamic. It's not secret that one of the most important objectives of businesses is finding ways to do jobs better at less cost. And this objective helps explain the popularity of teams, which are formed for the following reasons, such as better decisions, faster responses, increased productivity, greater buy-in, less resistance to change, improved employee morale, and the last is reduced risks. Second point is working remotely, the rise of virtual teams. 5 phases of project team development. The first one is forming, such as select members, become acquainted, build trust. Last is form collaborative culture. Next is storming. There are identify problems, collect and share information, establish decision criteria, and last is prioritize goals. Next is norming. There are discuss alternatives, evaluate outcomes, apply criteria, prioritize alternatives. Next is performing. There are select alternatives, analyze effects, implement the plan, manage projects. Next, the last is adjourning. There are evaluate team effort, tie up loose ends, recognize and reward team efforts, expect sadness, relief, sense of closure. Given these trends, you can expect to collaborate with coworkers located anywhere, whether in the same town or in other cities, and even in other countries. Such collaboration are referred to as virtual teams. This is a group of people who, aided by information technology, must accomplish shared tasks largely with a face-to-face context across geographic boundaries, sometimes on different continents and across time zones. In some organizations, remote coworkers may be employees from the same office or may be specialties called together for temporary project. Regardless of the assignment, virtual teams can benefit from shared views, a mix of skills, and diversity. Third point is recognizing positive and negative team behavior. And positive group behaviors, there are setting rules and abiding by them, analyzing tasks and defining problems, contributing information and ideas, showing interest by listening actively. Last is encouraging members to participate. Meanwhile, on negative group behaviors, there are blocking the ideas of others, insulting and criticizing others, making improper jokes and comments, failing to stay on task, withdrawing, failing to participate. The last point is defining successful teams. The use of teams has been called the solution to many ills in the current workplace. It's an old saw in businesses to claim that team means together everyone achieves more. However, teams that do not work well together can actually increase frustration, lower productivity, and create employee dissatisfaction. In defining successful teams, we should have stay small and embrace diversity, agree on a purpose, establish procedures, confront conflict, communicate effectively, collaborate rather than compete, accept ethical responsibilities, and last is share leadership. And the last part is making the most of face-to-face and virtual meetings. Business meetings consist of 3 or more people who assemble to pool information, solicit feedback, clarify policy, seek consensus, and solve problems. However, as the number of employees working remotely has exploded in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, meetings have changed. Many workers have come to rely on video conferencing, predominantly facilitated by the popular Zoom platform and apps. To be able to exchange information effectively and efficiently, you will need to know how to plan and participate in face-to-face as well as virtual meetings. It is divided into 4 points. The first point is preparing for the meeting. The first one is determining the purpose of the meeting, deciding how and where to meet, selecting meeting participants, using digital calendars to schedule meetings, and the last is distributing an agenda and other information. Second point is managing the meeting. The first one we have to getting started and establishing ground rules. Next is moving the meeting along, and the last is handling conflict in meetings. Next point is concluding the meeting and following up. The leader should summarize all decisions, assign tasks, and deadlines. It may be necessary to ask attendees to volunteer for completing action items. One effective technique that encourages participants is round robin, in which people take turns summarizing briefly their interpretation of what was decided and what happened next. If minutes were taken, they should be distributed within a couple of days of the meeting. And the last point is interacting in Zoom, Teams, and other virtual meetings. Virtual meetings are real-time gatherings of disparate participants who connect with communication technology. These meetings have many purposes, including training employees, making sales presentation, coordinating team activities, and talking to customers. Employers favor remote work because it significantly boosted productivity during the pandemic, but this gain may have come at the cost of teleworkers, longer hours in the home office. Although the same good meeting management techniques discussed for face-to-face meeting apply, additional skills and practices are important in virtual meetings. And for that, we should have select the most appropriate technology, ensure that all participants are able to use the technology, encourage participants to log in 15 minutes early, be aware of different time zones, rotate your meeting time to be fair to all dispersed group members, decide what language to use, explain how the questions may be asked and answered, ensure that it is clear who is speaking in audio conferences, remind the group to silence all electronic alerts and alarms, don't multitask, anticipate the limitation of virtual technology, manage turn taking, and last is humanize virtual meetings. And that's all from me. I hope that you can find something useful from this mind map and explanation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.